You're listening to this episode on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and leave us a comment. It would greatly benefit the show. Hello and welcome to Movie Beaters with the Farx brothers. I'm Kirk.
I'm Kyle.
Nick.
And we're joined by Kari Layland, actor, writer, director, and director of photography.
Or cinematographer as
Or
well.
cinematographer.
Do you care about one or the other?
I like cinematographer. Just sounds cooler.
Yeah.
We learned from an AFI graduate that they created DP as a way to reduce the cinematographer, but that's why you got to keep the title of cinematographer. What are you laughing about over there?
No, I'm just saying I remember hearing about that. And
that
it's
episode will have come out by now, and people
And
will...
this is the spoiler segment for Superman. Where would you like to start, Kari?
Oh, where do I want to start? Let's see. What do we think about Superman? I personally think it should have been called Superman and Friends because there were, it was, Superman and what they call it, the Justice Gang or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they were the Green Lantern, something to do with the Green Lantern too.
Group,
Like I fell asleep a few times, but like
Green Lantern, Mr. Terrific, and Hawk Girl.
Yeah.
Plus the dog. And
the dog,
I mean, there were a lot of people, but a lot of people to keep track of, but not enough. I don't think any of them were really featured enough for me to really like connect with that character or like really, I don't know, care too much about where their story goes. So I feel like we could have had a much smaller cast and focused more on that than throw everything in at once. That was my kind of thought.
Yeah, I agree. I also thought they would have, changed their name at the end of the movie. Like, we're not the Justice Gang, we're the Justice League.
I hate when they do that in movies.
but
Like Avengers
that would have been
movie.
like an arc, or like you could follow the plot.
Isn't Justice League supposed to be like Wonder Woman and
Wonder Woman, Batman, Superman.
Okay.
All the
yeah, the whole thing is the whole point is like they're starting in DC over from scratch. That was kind of my big disappointment because the whole like myth around this movie is that we're starting DC from scratch. It's going to be different this time.
Yeah,
it's not going to suck this time.
So
it was the same.
The other ones.
It was the same as everything else.
Let's let the guests
So
go.
I kind of felt like they used this film to introduce these other characters for future films.
Yeah.
Whereas, isn't I don't know, looking at past Superman films, isn't Superman supposed to be like special? Like, it's a bird, it's a plane, it's Superman. It's like he's the hero that comes and saves, and it's supposed to be about him. But now we're introducing all these other people, so he's like less special, and they made him look weak and all of these
We're in the
things.
spoilers, so yes, he's the most special in the movie because he's the most human. This movie is about a superhero learning to share his vulnerability with us, which is an important message for the youth of today.
That kind of movie. Well, I would also argue this feels like a reverse Marvel is trying to do. This is like a Justice League movie, and now they're gonna expect us to watch the individual movies, like Supergirl.
Exactly. Yeah,
and then you throw in the Supergirl cameo.
Yeah, exactly.
I have to.
There's nothing like they're saying, hey, this is different, and now here we go.
Counter.
It's the same thing. We're just starting from scratch. It's going to be the same thing where you have to watch the 12 different TV shows we have to understand.
They're trying to build a universe rather than just make a great movie.
I'm sick of the universe building.
You didn't have to see anything else, nor do you have to see anything else after this movie.
Yeah, you will.
I will, because I enjoyed it. I had a great time. So on one, I enjoy ensemble casts. I still think Superman is the main course in the movie. And the Stan Lee notion of any comic book could be someone's first comic book. This movie has a beginning, middle, and end. You know there's stuff that went on before it. You know there's stuff that goes on after it. Do you like any Star Wars movie? Kari, we'll start with you. Do you like Star Wars movies?
I like Star Wars movies.
Okay, which one's your favorite?
Oh, jeez.
That's my third OGs. Just counting them
Hey.
it makes me happy.
Jeez, Kyle.
That wasn't an OGs.
Oh,
that was a
geez,
G's
Kyle.
cut. Thank you. OGs
Take a shot for every OGs.
I'm just going to start putting them in there just so you can have something to count.
Thank you.
Okay. Oh, jeez. What was I talking about?
Star
what was
Wars
my favorite
movie
Star Wars
that you
movie.
like, and I'm going to relate it back to how this Superman was good.
I'm not like a Star Wars super fan.
I didn't say you were.
Okay.
But you do like them,
My
and you're trying to say they're better
Star
than
Wars
Superman.
movie. Probably episode, what was it? 4, 5, 6? Empire Strikes
Return
Back.
of the Empire Strikes Back 5. The one where
No. Return of the Jedi. Yeah, the one where the
Ewoks.
loses the hand and all the I'm your father and all that stuff.
Well, that's at the end of Empire Strikes Back.
Okay.
I'm
well,
sorry.
see, they blend together. I don't know.
Oh, so
I consider like the whole trilogy as like
one big
one
movie.
big thing, so I haven't really like separated them, and
It doesn't
But
help
they
when
work
they
as-
go back and renumber them.
yeah, that whole like,
Yeah.
wait, which
No.
one are we on here?
Okay.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
George Lucas and James Gunn had the same
Okay, so
intention.
probably Empire Strikes Back then, because it was that chunk. Is that where he like trains with Yoda and all that stuff?
Yes,
too?
that's where he
yeah,
first
okay,
meets
Empire
Yoda.
Strikes Back. Yeah,
Yep,
that would probably be the one that.
That's usually the one I tell. If people are like, I meet people who are like, in their 30s and 40s, and usually it's women. I've never watched a Star Wars before, and I had no intention to. But now that it's a thing, which one shows? I always say 5, because 4 is really boring. The New Hope. What it is? It starts really boring. Anyways,
It's just it's Act 1.
sure. So James Gunn and George Lucas started with the same intention with their movies. They wanted to start in the middle of a
Avatar?
universe that's already going on. So it's not, hey, this is the first time we're seeing a metahuman, as they refer to it. This is, you're catching up. Instead of 2 years into Batman being the, fighting crime, it's 3 years into where Superman has
this is
revealed
where I
himself
also
to the
make the
world.
argument of why the
Okay.
hell aren't they called Justice League then?
Because they haven't formed the Justice League yet.
They have been around for far too
Guess-
long.
Guess.
I can see what you're saying. However, Star Wars took their time. They didn't try and cram like 8 episodes into one film, which I feel like they tried to do here. There were just like so many different conflicts that we can't. I mean, I don't know. I just think
Why
he
do
went through
R2D2
so
and
much
C3PO
stuff.
not get along? Well, I don't need that in the movie about the space.
That's comic relief.
Well, that's what I saw
Yeah,
the
it's not-
Justice Gang as, is they were comic relief to
Okay, but they were they were introduced a little here, a little there. It wasn't like
at the beginning of the second
bam,
act.
they're
introduced.
here and they're like the heroes. I don't know.
It's to
It was
explain.
kind of in your face rather than like slowly introduced. And then I was able to care about these 2 little robots because over the course of 3 entire films, they built, a relationship that I started to care about versus like these guys show up and all of a sudden they're fighting with Superman and cool, now like, who are these people? Nobody bothered to tell me who they are, really. And, where'd they come from? Oh, all of a sudden, the world has metahumans now. Why? What? Superman came from Krypton, but where'd these guys come from? Nobody bothered to tell me that. They just showed up.
You don't need to know about the Green Lantern Corps to
I
understand
kind
how the
of
guy's
want to
ring works.
know, like, who are these people and what are they doing here?
Line. I mean,
And-
they don't.
You
They
know,
don't
like
call him Green
I feel
Lantern.
like they made this assuming that everybody's read the comics and they know who these people are. Whereas, who are who
My
the heck are these
counterbait
people?
to that
I
would
don't
be my
understand.
4 and 5-year-old don't need the explanation. They watch it and go, okay, that
They're
guy's got a
also
green
kids.
ring.
That's
He's got
Okay, 4 and
but I'm not
5-year-olds.
4 and 5, and I'm not watching a cartoon where all I care about is pretty pictures.
Yes.
You know,
but 4 and 5-year-olds watch Star Wars, and it has a.
Doesn't matter that they watch it. Like, who are you making your movie for?
I think this movie is the fair. To be quite honest with you, I can't stand the fair. I don't like going to the fair, but I know people do.
Do you
and
mean
a
like
lot
the
of people
state
do.
fair?
Yeah, like the state fair, like state fairs. Can't stand them. Even though Minnesota has the second largest one in the
Sure.
country after Texas,
Sure.
and I don't like fairs. I didn't like my
But you
county
like this
fair growing
movie?
up. Yeah, this is the equivalent of a state fair as a movie. It's
Maybe
for
that's-
everyone. It's for children. It's for people who want to read into it and make a bunch of political statements.
think-
It's for comic book nerds. It's for my mom.
but you hate going.
Yeah,
So,
so why do
the
you like?
state fair.
Why do you like Superman though?
I think if you make a
I'm
movie for too
different.
many people,
Yeah.
you're gonna that's a
Yeah.
mistake to make a movie for too many people.
Well-
You want a broad audience is good if you can do it, but
Name another broad audience movie, Nick.
a broad audience movie. I mean, there have been plenty. Any
Alone.
movie that's been
1991 had Home Alone, and that was a broad audience movie that is very simple.
well. Here's the thing: broad audience movie. There have been broad audience
that was a good
movies
one. He couldn't think of one. So
that did not-
You're winning this debate right now.
broad audience movies that did not need to feel like they were focus grouped into oblivion. Like
Why
this
do you
movie
feel
felt.
this movie was focus grouped?
Because the dog felt like it was a box on a list that needed to be checked.
Okay, so the reason James Gunn has a dog in the movie is because he doesn't have kids. The dog is like his kids, and the more sick thing would be to say that
But
the movie is a
Superman
kid.
Superman doesn't like crypto. Does he not like his
Because
kid then?
the personal story, this personal connection. I'm going to explain the director's personal connection to the story. He adopted a dog that sucked.
Yeah, where did he adopt the dog from? Like,
Who?
it's got superpowers. This
Oh,
dog.
well, it's from Crypto is from Krypton, kind of like Kara. I can't remember her last name.
Supergirl?
Yeah, Supergirl and Superman and Crypto are all from the same planet. They all got shipped off when Krypton blew up. But you don't need to know that. You need to know.
Kinda
Technically, you
do.
do. Now you do because at the end you introduce Supergirl, and now you run into a complication. Does Supergirl know the backstory of what the hell is going on? Why they were sent here? Why is that? Why Supergirl is going around
Oh, so
partying?
you're going into
Yeah.
the central conflict of like, does
Superman's
Superman have a
origin
dark
has
past to try
been
like take
changed,
over?
yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting question that is not fully answered, but you can.
And
the
now
movie,
you have
the movie
to
takes
watch
a position on it.
Supergirl to find out. Yeah, now we're gonna have to watch these other shows.
We don't know that Supergirl is going to deal with what Jor-El may or may not have said, and I would argue we don't know
If it's
that,
real or not?
Yeah, what was presented
James
in
Gunn
the media.
has said people are out of luck if they think I'm gonna change the story. That's what happened.
So
they want-
Jor-El,
yeah.
so the Kryptonians sent
Clark
Kryptonian
Kent
people
to conquer the human race.
to take over and create a harem of women. We're all going with that.
I understood like that was
That
the
was what
revelation
was-
of like what
And
they were
and the
saying.
thing that Superman had to do, just to talk about the arc, since Nick loves that, is that he had one perception of who he was, and then he is faced with at the midpoint that it is not how it seems. He was sent there to conquer, not to help, and then he has to make a choice to be the helper and to honestly go with his adopted parents over his bio parents, and as a child of adoption,
I
Achilla.
don't really feel like he really had an arc. He was already that person. And
Just
he
be
was
reminded.
just that, Lex was trying to spin him to look like he was something else, but he's always been this kind, all about the human race and just helping and being, just being like a savior to these people and not a conqueror.
So you didn't think it was reasonable he could become a
I don't
conqueror?
think Superman changed who he was throughout the film. I didn't see an arc there. It was just Lex spun it to try and ruin his reputation.
So
but it
just to be
didn't
clear, you don't
change
accept the
Superman.
vulnerability part of this, that he had to learn to be vulnerable and accept his feelings and say, the humanness in me is what makes me, it's my ability to make mistakes and recover from them, love and lose, and these things are what my actual strength is, not my superhuman abilities.
I mean, he may have had that thought.
He expresses
but,
that thought
yeah,
in the climax
sure.
of the movie.
Okay.
I don't think that was at odds with like
His
who he was in the
legacy
beginning.
as a conqueror.
Yeah,
No, no,
he
because,
was
like-
already, that person who was, if anybody has a problem, here I am to help you.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was always like a caring individual who, the good guy. It wasn't like he
Okay.
It's like if
changed
you look at
who he
the
was.
But does Luke Skywalker change who he is in A New Hope? He just becomes the Jedi he was
What,
always going to
technically,
become because of his
his
legacy.
story doesn't end with the New Hope, though.
Okay,
It
sure,
ends
but
at the end
the
of-
argument we're kind
Yeah.
of making is that we all understand this is one piece of a greater tapestry.
Well, okay, well, if you're
Sure.
referencing Luke, he's, he starts out and not really having he's just like a nobody who has no idea what he's capable of, and then he becomes more of a hero who's out there to, save the world from these.
But those are things happening to him. How does
Yeah.
he change as a person?
Well, he built confidence along the way, knowing what, learning about his heritage and what he's capable of, and, just having victories and failures and overcoming them and growing as a person. Whereas, yeah, Superman was already a hero. I don't know. I can see where you're going a little bit in the process. Like, he maybe had a little bit of a mindset change, but I didn't see him as a character changing in a big way.
Yeah,
would
it seemed
be
like
sorry.
his like the scene. One of the few scenes I really liked, the more grounded scenes, was when him and Lois were when she's interviewing him as Superman.
You did like that scene.
Yeah,
did you like that scene?
Yeah, I liked it.
We had a guest last week who didn't like it.
The stuff that was more why did they not like it?
He thought it was boring.
Oh, see, I would have liked a little more of that because it actually it showed me who they were a little bit.
Yeah, it felt grounded, and it's like, here's the thing, like I don't like to watch CGI dummies like thrown into a washing machine and going like this.
My kids were engaged in that scene as well, just so that's clear.
Yeah, but at this thing, I'm 41. I'm not 5.
No, I'm just.
So like, I don't.
I think to quote something in the interview, I think my kids are special and that they're appreciating something and trying to digest it in a way that
Sure.
Anyways, but my point is just that that's a good scene because it works on multiple levels in the sense that it tells you more about the characters. And all types of people want to learn about all types of people.
But also, and previously speaking to what we were talking about, like it already kind of establishes his character there, right? Like very early on. I don't think he changes from there to the end based on anything to do with finding out that his parents sent him to conquer. Like he's conflicted about that, and it's an issue for him, but I don't think it changes like how he proceeds.
It changes how he understands what he's doing because his intervention overseas is perceived as having these consequences for people around him. Is it not?
Well,
yeah, but that's after the fact. You can't.
Does he do anything differently?
Yeah,
does he
become more evil?
Right.
No.
What different choices would he have made had he not gone through this social media nightmare with his parents' message being exposed?
He, as it relates to the conflict between Jahanpur and Baravia, or are we? Which? Just so that I.
If Lex Luthor created this weird
pocket dimension
and split the world, and
that made sense to me as a way to explain the negative ground. It's quantum theory. You don't agree with quantum theory as a possibility? Two states of being at the same. Never mind. Sorry.
Okay.
Continue.
Anyway,
Miss Physics from the non-spoiler section.
I don't know. Do you really feel like Superman would have made any different decisions in response to any of these conflicts that he's going through because of this? I don't know if you would even call it was that the inciting incident? Was Lex Luthor destroying his reputation? Was that an inciting incident?
I would love to know what the inciting incident
what would
was
you
in this movie.
The inciting incident.
Was it the goblin that grew to be I
feel like that was just another fight show, but yeah.
Inciting incidents is the hacking of the Fortress of Solitude. Okay. Because of that being, because of his personal, his solitude being violated, and then him being forced to be vulnerable because of Lex, then he later has to choose to be. I would struggle, I guess, to say how he was vulnerable to in a broader sense.
Yeah.
But he
I don't
is
think
aware of the consequences of his actions and how they're perceived as like being American choices.
But I think his revelation and his identity crisis resolved, it doesn't make him a better Superman though. He's still technically the same Superman. He's still helpful. He's still
how's he different at the end when
he's
like on the chair again,
sure,
getting blasted with sunlight?
Parents,
what's different?
He's not getting blasted with sunlight at the end.
He is.
He is. He's getting healed again.
You see the light go over his face.
He's looking at a video of his parents going
while getting blasted with sunlight.
Blasted by. Why is he getting blasted by the sun?
Because that's how they heal him, I guess.
But he wasn't hurt at that point, was he?
Yeah, he was
on the chair. It was another battle, so I just assumed
I thought the chair could do more than just that. Was basically the chair he gets into. I know he gets blasted with the sun.
Maybe they give him a teeth cleaning while he's in there too. I don't know, but this
is
mainly about sunlight.
Do you not agree that the purpose of that scene is to show that he's choosing his adopted parentage over his biological parentage?
Yeah, but he's not choosing. Technically, he's always been Superman, though. His idea of Superman was to help people.
Right, he's always kind of been about the people.
Does he just re-choose again,
or
is
he just
maintaining
about him as the myth? And this movie, the purpose is about him accepting himself as a person.
Oh yeah,
you didn't think he accepted himself as a person in the beginning?
No, I thought he saw himself as the myth. He saw it as whether or not it is appropriate for me to get involved in this foreign affair, people were dying, so I'm going to do something that
And
helps
you don't
it.
think he would have stopped that after the fact?
He went and did it anyway. Like the
Like
whole
he
point.
sent
do it at
his
the end.
friends
No.
to do it.
Yeah,
The whole
He's
point
saying
in
That's different.
his conversation with
other
Lois is
people
that I'm going to do it
Yeah,
to stop
what?
people from dying. I don't care about I don't care about the optics. People were going to die, so I'm going to step in. So that was the beginning. Like that was early enough on to be considered like that's his A position. And what's his B position? Would he not go and do it like at the end? No.
He's not doing it because he thinks he was sent there to help people. He's doing it because he's choosing to help people. He thought his
He's
parents
always
sent.
been doing that.
But he's
though.
choosing to help people because that's what he wants to do.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with what
It's not
he was
coming
sent
from
there
his.
to do.
It's not coming from his biological parents. It's coming from the way he. It's coming from his nurture, not his nature.
Okay, but I didn't really get that he was getting all of that from his parents. It was just like, oh, something he listens to. Like, oh, I lost my parents back in the day. Let me listen to their voices. It makes me feel better. But that's not like guiding him to be who he is.
Well, the
don't
first
know.
half of the message is that we sent you here to help people and do this stuff, and then he finds out that, and so that you could conquer this place and have a concubine of women and reproduce a half Kryptonian race that, you know.
But it didn't change. But like him figuring that out didn't change his personality.
How
or,
about the
like,
rom-com of it all? He changes within his relationship, doesn't he?
I don't even see that.
No, I don't think he does.
No, here's the
insane.
thing with, and this is movies in general, like these days, they don't have earned arcs. They have a beginning, and then they show them different at the end, and they make it seem like, oh, this is a big difference.
Sure.
But they didn't show you any steps in between that led from A to Z.
To help the audience, could you give an example of a romantic arc from a different piece of cinema that you enjoy would be like?
I'm going to give you an example from this piece of cinema. So
this doesn't work, you said.
We see, well, exactly. Like I'm
give
saying.
one example of one that works after this, if you could. But
If I can, if I can think of one in the time we're recording.
I got one for you.
But not,
Yeah.
no, but
okay,
like
so Kirk's gonna help you on
great.
this.
So the example is like I never sense like that big of a conflict between him and Lois, right? I never.
You're breaking up with him.
Sure, but like
He makes things that he likes, not what she likes.
and then at
he
the
didn't tell her about his dog.
when you get to the end, it's just they're floating in a
love
mall
watching
or wherever they are, and they're kissing, and the camera's doing this because it has to do because a focus group said the camera has to do this.
No, it was a
So-
mythic image to see them floating. Continue.
And but the focus group said the camera has to do this. And
Carrie
I'm like,
likes that. She likes moving cameras. You're more of a lockdown kind of
well,
guy.
I
Am
don't
wrong,
mind
Carrie?
moving cameras, but like the
Well,
moving
you-
cameras in this was just like, oh, I've seen that camera move in every other
Could
Superman
we at least
movie.
check in with DP Carrie on if she cared for that shot or didn't, if she agrees with your criticism?
Oh, sure. I mean, I don't.
She's thinking-
I don't care if you liked it or
honestly,
not.
I don't have a strong opinion
She's
about
not-
it.
I'm
It was
just saying-
fine.
Totally fine.
I'm just
I have
saying,
no
like
problem
when
with
they're
it.
kissing, I don't remember what happened, like what the arc was in between this and now they're making out like this is this big moment, but I don't remember like what the big thing was in between. Like I know they had drama in the beginning, like during the interview scene, but like I don't remember anything in between. So what I'm saying is movies jump from a starting point to an end point without any middle. A bunch of stuff
I can
happens.
counterbait that.
A
I can
bunch
counterbait what
of
you
bunch
just
of
said.
stuff happens, and then oh boom, now we're at the end,
No.
and now things are different.
Because he starts the movie giving interviews only to Clark Kent, and then he says he's going to give an interview to Lois Lane, but the interview doesn't go well. And then he publicly says, I'm going to give an interview to Lois Lane. And that's not why she kisses him, but it helps.
She like kisses him and like the first time she sees him
Yeah.
anyway. Like
'Cause he's hot
It
and they're into
starts
each other.
with them making out and then it ends with them making
Exactly.
out.
There's
But
no
she
arc.
was still but she
There's
was
no arc.
She
There's no arc.
She learns to appreciate him more as a person because she goes
Does
to his
she?
childhood home. She meets his parents. She does
but
these things
it's,
that change.
it matters a lot more if Superman did that. If Superman said, "Hey, you want to go to Smallville and meet my parents? Look at me being vulnerable. Look at me introducing you to the people in my life." He should have done that. But having him be delivered there by Lois so that he could be
Mr.
safe.
I mean, he does have a point there.
Yeah. So
Oh, yeah, that's a good one. So give your it's a good romantic arc. And you have to sell Carrie on
Romantic
this
arc?
because she liked movies in the 90s
Right.
and 2000s
Oh.
when romantic comedies were doing well. So,
I don't have a romantic arc that was well.
what was
I have
your,
an
what was
arc.
your okay.
Like, I mean, even with Iron Man, he sells his weapons. He doesn't know he's selling it to the bad guys, but once he finds out, like, oh shit, I'm just gonna stop making weapons right away because this is the horrible thing that happened to me. That's a character arc. Something bad happened to him. He changes. At the beginning, he's all about killing everybody, and at the end, he's like, "I'm gonna stop making weapons." That's a character arc.
He keeps making weapons, but
You have to see things
Weapons
happen.
for
I think what you're
himself,
getting at is that
sure.
you have to see
Yeah.
things happen in the middle rather than just seeing the beginning, rather than just seeing the A in the first 20 minutes and the Z at the end. You have to see things happen in the middle that justify going from A to Z.
Yeah.
And like a lot of movies, and including this movie, in my opinion, like they don't do it, and you just show, okay, well now the movie's over. Okay, so we got to show Z. Oh, they're gonna kiss and they're gonna float. And that's all it
Superman
is.
is laid low. It's the Kurt Vonnegut V in this movie,
I don't know
where he
what that
goes from
means.
an upper place to a lower place to an upper place. You've seen Kurt Vonnegut dissect how
but
movies
what
could.
does that have
That
to do
makes
with
sense.
Superman?
I've never seen that,
Okay.
but like that makes sense to what you said. Like it's a re-encapsulation of Dark Knight of the Soul, basically. Right?
No, because
go
Dark
to
Knight
a-
of the Soul happens at 3/4 of the way through, whereas
Well,
this
but
is,
it's someone is here, and then they go through a bunch of crap, and they come back out of it.
Sure.
Like
So Superman goes through, just so we're clear,
Yeah.
his identity, his legacy being tarnished,
yeah.
the adulation of the public being taken away from him unjustifiably,
Sure.
and his girlfriend not being that into him, and he fixes all of those things. He chooses his adopted parents' nurture over the nature of his biological legacy. He wins back the adoration of the public with a little help from his friends, the journalists, and well, I can't remember the
That
other
part
things.
I can like. Oh yeah, I saw that happen.
But my counter is that he doesn't do it, but he only does it because he stops Lex Luthor, and then he tells Lex Luthor to show them the actual footage, right? They expose Lex Luthor so that he could. So he doesn't. It doesn't work for Superman.
That's the thing too.
Superman doesn't do more good so that his reputation recovers on his own.
Isn't so much of this reliant upon
Other people?
What's his name?
Lex Luthor?
Jimmy's
Jimmy Olsen?
realization that the girl, the selfie,
Mm-hmm.
the influencer girl, has been like hiding stuff in the background. Isn't that kind
No,
of like
Lois recognizes that, but he gets the information. He gets the information about the pocket dimension. He gets the pictures, but Lois is the one who, when she sees the pictures, makes the connection.
okay, but not Superman.
Yeah, that's Superman. So
But
Superman
these
does
people
not.
are so
He does not
Superman's
restore
flying
his-
around
yeah.
just like doing superhero stuff while all these other people are doing things
All
in
the
the
hard work.
background.
I'm sorry that the woman in the romantic comedy has a job. She talks to characters with names that are
But
not
how does
her.
that further their relationship?
Is she,
I
Yeah,
don't
doesn't-
know.
is she helping Superman because she likes?
And I don't know. She likes him in the beginning, so I don't like. I'm not really seeing like
no,
a
she
big.
specifically was thinking of breaking up with him.
She
If she
was
says to Mr.
challenging
Terrific,
his beliefs. I mean,
that,
I don't know.
You're referring to the scene where she's doing the interview.
Sure, yeah.
But then she also tells, I believe the other reporter's name, the kind of flirty-looking reporter. She tells him, "How's that guy you were seeing? I thought you were like not too sure about him." And then she tells Mr. Terrific on the ship, "Hey, I was thinking of breaking up with him, to be honest with you."
I didn't-
But now,
don't remember that part.
So
I've seen the
I'm
movie
also
3
saying
times.
that
So.
Lois
Okay,
is
well,
only-
see, that wasn't even like something that I even remembered, so it wasn't like a huge moment in the.
This is not a
Yeah.
challenge, but
Yeah.
what made you choose this movie? I was honestly a little surprised when you chose this.
I asked my husband out of these 3 films, what do you want to watch on Sunday, and he
Oh,
said
did you only give
Superman.
him the options I gave you? Because that makes me feel terrible.
No,
Oh, thank God.
I looked at what was coming out.
Good.
And I was like, okay, well, these are ones that I wouldn't mind seeing. And so then I was like, okay, you want to see a movie on Sunday? Which one do you want to watch?
What
And
were
he
the
picked
other
that
two?
one. Weapons.
You would have liked that better.
And I still plan to watch it.
Okay, cool.
And what was the other one? I can't remember which one it was. I'd have to look it up.
Totally
But,
cool.
yeah.
I was surprised. Why'd his name is Bob, right?
Yeah.
Cool. Why'd Bob pick Superman?
I don't know. He likes
Superhero.
superhero stuff. He picked Superman, and then he was, I don't know, a couple days later, right before we were about to watch it, he's like, "Can I change my mind?" I said, "No, I already told them that we were watching this one,
Oh,
so
what-
we're
what
watching
did he
it."
wanna watch,
Then
Weapons?
then he changed it to Weapons.
Oh.
Yeah, and I was like, "No, we're watching this because I already told them, and they probably already watched it, so we're not changing it." So yeah.
You could have changed it because Nick saw it yesterday. For
Weapons,
the first time.
I
that's
think,
fine.
is going to be this year's Get Out.
weapons.
Yeah.
What?
Really? I don't think it's as good as Get Out though.
Maybe not. I think it's gonna. I think it could be I
It's
think
talked about?
I think it'd get a script nomination.
Uh-huh.
Maybe a best picture nomination, but probably not. But like, there might be a best.
No,
supporting.
Sinners has the best picture slot that they would otherwise.
Well,
Wait,
there's
just-
10 of them though, so that's the thing. Like,
Just to
you
go
never
back to
know.
Lois Lane, like, is she doing things to help Superman because she likes Clark Kent, or is she just doing it because that's her job? I feel like she's just doing it because that's her job, right?
She's
Yeah,
doing the
I
right
kinda-
things.
As a
Oh, sorry.
journalist.
Yeah, kind of feel like that's something
Yeah.
that she would have done regardless. But
Oh,
That's
I don't know.
good. Like these
Yeah.
these are good. This is a movie about good people trying to do the right thing in a complex world. And the metaphor for that complexity is the weirdness with the Justice Gang existing out there. A billionaire who can invent a pocket universe and teleport around the globe.
I will say I liked this Lex Luthor. I think he played the role well.
He didn't get to be Superman and he didn't get to be Batman, but he has gotten to be an X-Man.
I thought he sold Lex Luthor.
you mean Nicholas Hoult?
Yes.
Ah,
And I did like that. I mean, I don't know. I haven't watched a ton of movies in recent years, but I knew almost nobody in the cast, and I liked that because then they were able to be just that character for me instead of like, oh, that guy that was in this, you know. But
James
yeah,
Gunn has commented on
I do
that.
like how they have when bigger films cast newer people that you haven't necessarily seen in everything before. But just side note, yeah.
Oh, you like that?
Well, I can appreciate that. Yeah. I'm not rooting for every character in a movie to be like, oh, I gotta recognize them. I guess
I think Marvel is running into that problem a lot.
maybe that everyone has to be someone. Oh, everyone has to be someone in
Like
in a
Harry
Marvel
Styles
movie.
is Thanos' brother.
I mean, I
who we're never
happen
gonna
to
see
know,
again.
like,
You sound like such a nerd.
I recognize Hot Girl because I just watched Last of Us. Like, I know
Yeah.
that she was Dora the Explorer.
Wait, do you watch Last of Us as a Walking Dead watcher?
I watched season 1 and I think I've seen 2 or 3 episodes of the second season.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
you saw Hot Girl in season 2 of even only that far in. She was in Last of Us season 2.
All right.
I
Dora the
didn't
Explorer.
recognize
Yeah.
her, but my husband did when he
Yeah.
was
And
watching.
well, she was from Alien Romulus. She was Dora the Explorer. She did a bunch of things.
But I liked that I wasn't like, oh, that person's in.
Yeah,
you know?
it took me a while to
Yeah.
realize. I never quite pegged who the guy in the floating thing with his computer.
Oh, Mr.
I was
Terrific?
constantly thinking, oh, it's Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder.
Oh, nice.
The
Cross with C. Thomas Howell from Soul Man.
floating thing with the computer?
He's floating in his bubble. He's got the like partial mask on the whole time.
Mr.
Oh,
Terrific?
Yeah, Mr. Terrific.
Is that who he is?
That's Mr. Terrific.
Great. I thought it was a Superman movie.
What?
But like,
It's
but sure.
explaining to you
I
why
bet you
you don't...
Mr. Terrific's going to have his own spin-off.
Yeah.
Oh man,
They're
maybe a
considering
TV.
a Jimmy Olsen
A
Mr.
TV series on what would it be?
Jimmy
Max,
Olsen?
because this is Warner Brothers. Yeah.
It could be like the comics are, where if a character is interesting and you want to learn more about them, you can do a series on them. It doesn't have to be. You could take or leave that. I don't want to set him off too much, but you don't have to watch the Penguin
But I think
show
that's
to
the
watch
problem with Marvel TV though. It doesn't really match up with the movies. Like Wanda and WandaVision, she's totally different in the movie again. And now she's dead. Spoiler. Like it doesn't.
Oh, I was so.
You've
I was
lost
gonna watch,
him.
I was gonna
and
watch
you
all.
don't- you don't
I was gonna
want-
watch
you
all
don't know
30
Wanda
hours of
is-
that, and now
okay,
you
very
spoiled
good.
it.
You've lost the guest, sir.
Lost me there. I don't
you've
know.
lost
No, I'm
the
saying
guest.
like even with your idea of watching, if you're interested in watching these as TV shows, I don't think the TV shows can transfer to when they come back into the movie. I don't think the TV shows get matter that much at all. If the TV show had more stakes, I think it would matter when they come back into the movie. But I think
Here's a litmus test. Carrie,
Alright.
did you recognize John Cena in the movie? Do you know who
John
John Cena
Cena?
is?
I know who John Cena
okay,
is,
okay.
but I don't.
You
I
didn't recognize him
couldn't
in
tell
the
you
movie.
what
well,
character
he was
played.
wearing a
Totally fine.
mask. So you
I
can't,
know. I just
yeah, you probably won't recognize him if he was wearing a mask.
What
don't know.
did he play?
He played
He-
the.
Oh, on
No,
TV.
I'd love to hear you describe it.
Well, yeah, like there was I think pretty early on,
Yeah.
he was on the TV screen.
The
being
Fox
Oh, was he a
interviewed.
reporter?
He's
or
got like
something?
the half helmet on.
That was silver,
red.
yeah.
He says
Costume.
Superman thinks he's so cool. He's not edgy like us. And
is he supposed to be
He's a peacemaker, and I only know that because I watched Peacemaker. There's been one season of a show on HBO Max, and I watched that. And
so
that
you
was
can
entertaining.
enjoy some of the shows. You don't have to enjoy all of them.
Yeah, I could watch Peacemaker without having seen the Suicide Squad.
Technically, only because they rebooted the whole thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That is the whole thing. But when I'm watching a movie and I feel like this is just like set up for another universe, and like there are characters here and we're not going to treat them like we would in a normal movie. We're just treating them in the sense that because we just need to introduce them, right? And then they're going to be in another movie later on. In 5 years, they're going to have their own solo movie. That's not good storytelling to me.
Here's what was good storytelling in this Superman movie, and I'll end on this, is the Falafel Man, whose name I didn't write down.
I think his name is Falafel Man.
His name was not Falafel Man. Is that you could use just the 3 beats of Falafel Man, and why that's important. Do you remember Falafel Man? He's the one that gets shot in the head in the negative zone to motivate Superman to...
What was his, Malik or something?
Yes, he had a Middle Eastern name. Yes. And... you see him when Superman, at the beginning of the second act, is fighting the Godzilla.
He puts his hand up and helps him out of a hole.
Exactly. Yeah. And then, because, hey, we still care about you, Superman. And then Lex kills him, showing the actual cost of, Superman not saying who he is.
So wouldn't that make Superman want to do less? Stop saving these people. I'm going to get these people killed.
No.
And then he goes to Kent Farm, and then his dad's like, you shouldn't do any less. You should do more. You should be a better Superman. Yeah. That would have been a better movie then. That would have given him an arc. And he suddenly stopped being Superman. I
am proud to have been the defender of this movie and have had 3 naysayers. You used to be a defender, sir. And
I like the movie. I still like the movie.
Okay.
Yeah.
I will give that it had entertaining moments. I just would have liked more story and back out of slow down and build the story a little more without just trying to cram in so many characters and conflicts.
I can't do a comparison to Fantastic Four because I assume you have not seen Fantastic Four.
I may have. It's how new is it?
I'm sorry. Yes,
I think I've seen an old Fantastic Four, but not a new one.
There are a lot of Fantastic Four.
Yeah.
I just because I've referenced them throughout of the Farxlings, the older one likes Fantastic Four better, the new one, than Superman. The younger one likes Superman better than.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
Well, I have one more thing to say. Does he not have X-ray vision? Don't you think this movie could end it really quick if he, look under the helmet of the Hammer of Bolivia and notice, that guy looks just like me. Why?
They could have lined it with lead.
No, it's not lined with lead. You should have said that then. It's not lined with lead, is it?
The Hammer of Bavaria has a helmet, and it would make sense that they put lead inside
They
of it.
should have said that so he doesn't see through the helmet.
That it's his clone.
Yeah.
Does it matter that it's his clone, though?
Yes,
I think
because the only person
thing,
strong enough to fight him would be himself.
Oh, we didn't get to the why is Lex
there's
comfortable
not another
using a clone?
metahuman that has powers that conflict with him.
Well, he's special, as you pointed out. Superman is special.
But apparently now there's a bunch of metahumans and big creatures that can.
Yeah,
that
he's
now
special in the
exist
sense that we were told, we always learned about Superman, but not in the opening titles. There's a bunch of metahumans.
Yes, this is a Silver Age story.
But that's what I'm saying.
That's a reference you're not gonna understand.
That's a new thing. There's a bunch of people like him.
Yes, this movie is new and different from how the other superhero movies before this have been because they're introducing you to a world already in progress.
Yeah, it's Avengers Legacy.
That's the problem with
this. Star Wars was
trying to build a universe.
Yeah.
Exactly. You gotta. Here's all I could think of when I saw Nathan Fillion was because we already had the guy floating that looked like Robert Downey Jr. crossed with C. Thomas Howell from Soul Man.
Superman introduces his new friends.
And Nathan Fillion, I'm it's Simple Jack. So all I could think of was Tropic Thunder.
Okay, you do have an argument that he does have a Simple Jack.
It's Simple Jack from Tropic Thunder.
I think they even said that in some of the animes.
And then you got Robert Downey Jr. from Tropic Thunder crossed with Soul Man. So all I could think of anytime I saw those guys was
saying he's Iron Man.
What's that?
Kind of.
I guess if Iron Man can now be
Iron Man.
Robert Downey Jr. plays a black guy.
Yeah, I'm aware.
Okay, so you get where my dear brother is going with that one.
Yeah.
I think It's good to know to end on there so we don't go any more unhinged. Well, stay tuned for Kari's interview. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.
I went to Mexico with a friend, met some people out there, ended up coming back to Mexico. Like we went to Mexico for a week on vacation, went back home, and then some, the people we met out there kept in touch with us, and they're like, yeah, we got a job for you if you want one.
Thank you for listening. For more JK Productions, find us on Instagram at JK Productions Team and on Facebook, JK Productions MN.